And the third entrant, unfortunately, is myself. I don't like kicking off with one of mine, but here we go, mate.
Yeah, it's just so everybody knows, Troy doesn't do the nominations every week. I do the nominations, so this wasn't his idea, but I thought it very fitting. There was one play for the day that we were scores tied. Troy up on base with Matty D at third, and Troy just did a lovely little hit over to right field that brought Matty D home, and that was the run that put us up by one and ultimately secured the victory for us. And Troy, you've come leaps and bounds in your batting all year, and this was a fine effort because I think we were two dead at that stage, so a lot of pressure was on, and you were just able to slot this one just in the absolute perfectly right spot, just so Matty D, because he hasn't got the most wheels in the game, but he was just able to trot into at home plate. And I couldn't even tell if that was on slow motion or that was Matty D's actual running speed, because it looks pretty similar.
Thank you very much, mate. That was a personal highlight of my playing career, that's for sure. This week is the new bloke, Tom.
Yeah, sweet cheeks. I couldn't look past him. Maybe it was going to be the popping of the cherry of taking the fly ball, but I think I know that getting a hit's it's a great feeling in baseball because you don't get a lot of them sometimes. So to be able to get a beautiful, safe hit popped over to right, it was a thing of beauty. And I know he was beaming after the game when I celebrated him when we were in the huddle. So I know he feels pretty good about himself. And looking at that swing and how he swings and how he holds the bat, I have no doubt he's going to be up there in contention with the batting award this year, and he'll definitely be getting in that multiple hit category.
Absolutely, man. It was a fantastic play, and it is, in fact, my vote for this week goes to Tom for this beautiful single, mate. Where's your vote sitting?
I also gave it to Tom. Like I said, I love Brooksy and I love Nico's stop, but nothing more do I love than seeing a new bloke come down and really establish themselves and really step up to the challenge. It's things like that, that really warms my heart. So I love to see it, and I love to see guys like this, humble guys like this, just get out there and have success.
Beautiful. That's the first two.
That's our man Humbies, Humbles Meister. He's back for the summer after he said he wasn't going to be, but he managed to drill one down to third base, and this thing was like an absolute rocket. The third baseman just watched it go straight past him, and it
was a great hit.
It also brought in a run sort of at a late stage in the game that really sort of made the game a little bit more respectable. So it was a great hit by Humbles.
That it was. Beautiful work, everybody.
Jimbo's running fly ball catch out in centre field. Absolute. The legs, the power, the man, the concentration. Thank God he didn't slide on this one. He just went out there and he put it in the glove and he took the catch. Absolute great effort by Jimbo. And we don't expect anything else from him because the man really does bust his ass when he's out there.
He does, mate. And I'll just point this out as it's coming in slow motion now. Have a look at Jimbo's body position here when he grabs it. His back is towards home plate. Bang.
He just tracked that thing down and he held the glove out there. Somewhat of a bit of an awkward style, some might say, but if it goes in the glove, I'm happy with it.
Oh, it was fantastic, mate. Such a great play, Jimbo. Great work, mate.
Hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second.
What breaking news is there?
Yeah, I think we might have a fourth this week. Yep, yeah, we definitely do.
Oh, look at this.
This one goes out to our girl, Jay Walters, Jess, the Queen of the Diamonds, and AKA Crazy Hair, who last week's game went 4 for 4, 6 RBIs, had an absolute smashing stellar of a game. Jess, it's an absolute pleasure to watch you play and pleasure to see you have great performances like this. So I had to give you a nomination, Jay. You well deserved it, and the girls' teams are also, you're leading them very well.
Great work, J-Dub. It is fantastic to get down there and see the women play on Saturdays, boys. Open invitation. Come on down. 2-second nominee this week for the Golden Flipper.
So number 2, my man Roscoe playing it short, myself at second. A ground ball gets hit over to him. He manages to pick it up and just gives it a little flick over to our old ace man in his return game. I take it straight on the chest and I turn around and I threw an absolute laser over to Nico at first. So I nominated myself and Roscoe on this one because double plays are pretty hard to come by, and sometimes it just takes a little bit of nuance and knowing, who you're playing with and trusting your teammates. And to be fair, the double play opportunity that we had before this one, I threw it over Nico's head, but I didn't make the mistake twice and we were able to get it. And double plays are a pretty rare thing in our league. So when you get one, it's pretty exciting.
It is exciting, mate. It's probably why a Dolphin has 2 flippers, and this Golden Flipper does earn itself 2 noms for that.
I managed to get the tag, and look, in our league, you don't see a lot of it. And to get one of those, a tag out guys trying to steal second. That's just an absolute great effort.
It was a fantastic effort from Matty D all game. Like, he gave it 100% all the way through to the finish, which was just my hats off to him. And as a result, he does get my vote for the third nominee this week for the Golden Flipper. Matty D, my vote goes your way.
We got to see the very first father-son double play. A rocker hit back to Connor, who quickly dished it back to his old man at second and made the play to Humbles at first. So the first nomination this week was my two men, Connor and Daz, for an absolute great father-son link-up.
It was an absolutely beautiful play. I loved it. I know we put the games up on YouTube mute, but if I didn't, you would have heard me screaming the whole time. It was a bloody marvellous play. Great nominee for number one.
It's been a tough year for this guy. I know he's had a few missed chances, but not on the weekend. And we saw him in the warm-ups. He was sort of catching things, and Trav's glove was looking red hot in BP, and he backed up his efforts by taking a solid hit. Fly ball out to right field, and good on you, Trav, because I know you're out there. I know you're giving it your all, and finally one to go your way. Was a great effort.
It was a beautiful catch there in right field. Trav, fantastic work.
Lukey Martin, he was a bit questioned about going out to third base, but look, you don't see many of these, and it was an outstanding play. It was a fly ball catch out to Lukey Martin at third to take that guy, but the guy who was running at first didn't get back in time for Lukey Martin to make the double play. So it was a solo double play by Lukey Martin, and like I said, he played very well on the weekend.
Woo, solo double play, you don't see those very often. You'd have to go pretty far to outdo him.
So this week's nominations, the All-Star Flash, who's I just can't sing more praise to him. You know, I watch him in the batter's cage, and he looks like he's just got an absolute vicious swing on him, and he was able to connect on a hit it between centre and left. Absolute crushed this thing and managed to pull out the first double of his career. And watching him in the batting cage on Wednesday, I think he's definitely got dingers in his future.
I think you may have crushed a few souls on the Pakenham side as well with that hit.
Yeah, it was very lovely. Yourself, Teabag, you got in there. You got that big hit in the last dig of theirs, which led to our only sole run of the day. So when we were struggling for runs, a big hit like that and being able to get around the bags, get yourself the nomination, and the one run equals one nomination.
Beautiful, mate. Maybe nominee 3 is going to be a better one. Ace, tell me, who is it?
Well, this is the one, and I've been struggling to come up with a nickname for him because his name is Humbles, and it dawned on me the other day when I was writing these out. He's Mr. 110 because he's always given 110%. And I tell you what, he absolutely rolled back on one, and he clocked this thing out of the sky. And I jumped out of the dugout, bases loaded, and I'm watching this thing sail, and it's sailing, and it's sailing. And I'm like, surely, he had the wind behind him and everything. It was an absolute clobber hit. It fell just short. Teabag, it fell short, I tell you. I reckon we were stitched up, but he nearly hit an absolute ripper of a grand slam. He ended up getting a 2 RBI double, but it's just absolutely great. I know he's had his struggles in the batter's box, but this was, a hit from a person who just every week, in and out, wherever he is, wherever he's playing, wherever we got him in the batting order, he's given 110%. And that's why it goes to you, Mr. 110, Jason Humbles.
Fantastic. And Ace, I can go no further than my vote going straight to nominee 3, Humbles, this week. It was truly a thing of beauty. I'd love to be present for a grand slam myself one day, but that's the closest I've been so far. Ace, who is nominee 3 this week?
For me, probably the winner, Dr. MD. He's not the fittest and the fastest of all blokes, but he found himself in between third and home plate in an old-fashioned rundown, and he had everyone a bit bamboozled. I think the catcher probably, if he turned on the Jets, he could have caught him, but he threw the ball a little bit late back over to third base, and Doogie Howser, Dr. MD, turned around and turned on the Jets, and it definitely looked like he was sucking in the deep ones, but he managed to get home and beat out the throw back to the catcher. It was an absolute classic rundown. You don't see many go our way, and you don't see anyone go any other way than an out. But he managed to turn around and get the run. So top job to you, MD.
It was, and Matty's got to get my vote this week. I tell you, when you do a play and successfully, that's the name of the show, there's every chance you're going to get my vote, which is exactly what's happened today. Ace, your vote?
I'm with you as well, Dr. MD. You don't see many of those plays. You don't come away with the chocolates after many of those sorts of things. And again, in honour of the show, the rundown, it's good to see us finally get one.
It was fantastic, mate.
Tommy 2 times, hit another double. And it's just I'm actually getting a little bit sick of it. Can we just fast forward? Yeah, all right. He hits him. He goes all right. And I saw him in the batting cage the other day. And you know what? He looks all right. He could do all right. I don't know. I don't want to talk about him anymore. Fast forward. Let's get out of here. No one had hit a home run all year. We were all waiting for one. Was it going to happen? Today was the day, Teabagger. Today was the day. Today was the day our faithful Teabag, that bareback bandit, stood up on the plates and he swung mighty, he swung hard, and he launched this ball over left field, and we all ran out and we started yelling, of course, we hit a home run on the last game of the year. It was epic. It was the essential, quintessential performance of the day, and that's why Bareback Brooksy gets nomination number 1, and my vote, can I say? And my vote.
Please do, mate. And I'm not sure if you're aware, but for me, he was the spark plug. He kicked off the rally. It was late in the game, but we rallied off the back of that home run. Geez, we were close. And then Tommy was up at bat. Bases, what were they? 1 and 3 or 2 and 3? Tommy was up to bat. Jesus, we were so close to clinching it right at the end. I was very, very excited.
My fellow co-host, Teabagger, you yourself, you pulled off an amazing double play. It was an absolute stellar of a play out in right field. You tracked this ball beautifully. You went straight into the glove and you unleashed that cannon of an arm of yours that you've been working on hard and proud. And you threw an absolute bullet over to Nico and were able to get the tag out on the guy at first who was trying to get to second. He didn't think he had any chance. I did, mate. If he heard what I was telling him, I'd say, you better be getting back there. That's Teabagger, and he doesn't drop many of these bastards. And you did, Teabagger. You did us proud. It was a absolute great double play to cap off the season, and hats off to you. And I love to see success from you, so that's why you got my vote this week, mate.
Thank you very much, sir. Very kind.